Have you ever heard a woman weeping in the dead of night, her cries echoing through the still air? If you have, you may already be in danger. There is a legend, whispered among those brave enough to speak her name, about a woman who lost everything, and now she wants you to pay the price. They call her La Llorona, the weeping woman, and if you hear her cries, you may be her next victim. In the dead of night, when the wind howls through the trees and the rivers run dark and still, a mournful wail echoes through the air. La Llorona is near. They say she wanders the banks of rivers, cloaked in white, her long black hair drenched, hanging in thick, tangled strands, her eyes hollow and empty, forever searching for what she can never find. Her lost children. The story begins long ago with a woman named Maria. She was beautiful, desired by many, and lived a life filled with love. But when her husband left her for another woman, rage and sorrow consumed her. Blinded by grief, she did the unthinkable. She took her children to the river, and in the depths of her despair, she drowned them, watching as the water swallowed them whole. But the moment the river claimed them, Maria realized the horror of what she had done. She let out a cry so anguished, so filled with despair, that it pierced the heavens. She plunged into the water, trying to pull them back, but it was too late. Her children were gone, and so too was her soul. Now cursed for eternity, Maria became La Llorona, the weeping woman. She wanders the earth, forever seeking her lost children, wailing into the night, "Mis hijos, my children, where are my children?" Some say they've seen her along dark, misty rivers, her skeletal form drifting silently through the Sifo. Others have heard her cries late at night, closer than you'd ever want to imagine. They say if you hear her weeping, it's a sign your life is about to change, but not for the better. Many parents tell their children to stay away from rivers and streams after sunset, for La Llorona is always watching. She searches for children to replace her own, children she can drag down into the cold, unforgiving depths of the water. Those unfortunate enough to see her speak of her eyes, dark, hollow voids filled with endless sorrow. Her voice, a haunting melody, calls to you, and before you realize it, she's beside you, her cold, bony hand reaching for yours, pulling you ever closer to the water's edge. La Llorona never forgets. She never forgives. And her grief is eternal. So the next time you find yourself near a river after dark, beware. If you hear a faint, mournful cry, don't look back. Don't follow the sound. Run, for it could be the last thing you ever hear.